I mean, every single business, you got to be two things: naive enough in the beginning to charge it and chase it, and second, stubborn enough that you're never going to quit. And if you got those two things, it's really going to help any business owner to succeed and thrive. That's for sure. Because any sane and rational human being probably would have quit 10 different times throughout this experience. But that's what happens. That's the difference, right? And that's the pain. Every great story, you got to get dragged through the mud first, you know?
Hey guys, and welcome to the Grow IT podcast. One of your hosts here, Trek King. And today we are very excited to have our guest, Mr. Tate Dooley from KTL Supply and Backyard Farming. And today we'll be diving a bit into his story, what it is his company does, as well as some engaging insights into the technology industry, as always. So make sure to stick around for this one. But without further ado, Tate, thanks for hopping on, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks, Treg. Appreciate it as well. It's a beautiful day here in Colorado, and it's always good to
Nice.
talk about some plant stuff with you guys. So let's dive in.
Awesome. Tate, I think let's kick things off by you, please just kindly introduce yourself a bit and just give us a bit more about your background, please.
For sure. So, yeah, I'm Tate Dooley. I'm actually out of Denver, Colorado, and I'm the founder and creator of KTL Supply, as well as Backyard Farming Supply. But the journey started a very long time ago, about 15 years ago now, and I really just wanted to provide a solution to growers or farmers that were looking for clean nutrients or clean fertilizers to put on their precious crops that their family was going to be ingesting. So I started creating a nutrient line a long time ago, and we're blessed that we've been able to ride this roller coaster from the beginning to where we are now. And we're excited to bring it out into the future, as well as the importance of clean, healthy eating is starting to become a lot more mainstream and front and center. So that's really what we're here to do, is clean up people's food and teach them how to grow huge yields in their gardens while being 100% organic and automated, so they can control their own schedule and life.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome. What an
yeah,
intro. Tell
yeah.
me, tell me, Ted. I mean, you're doing a couple of things. Obviously, from business point of view, you've got a couple of other ventures as well. You know, when it comes to trends in, specifically in these markets that you've spoken to, to us about now, right? These two, what would you say are, what's going on in these types of markets these days? What are you picking up? What ways are the winds blowing?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's a little bit of everything.
Right.
Farmers are unfortunately coming off of a couple years of not having the best crop seasons and or economy really to stimulate their farms and their farm growth. Meanwhile, the food industry is getting a bad rap for price gouging, but nine
Right.
times out of 10 it has nothing to do with the farmer. So the farmer's been continuing to sell his crops to the same people for the same prices, to find out that the retail is bringing up the price, and now it's having a negative effect on the farmers and the food industry in general. Well, unfortunately, a lot of that is about to change, and we're actually about to see farmers be empowered again here in the United States. And
Yeah.
I've got a really good feeling for the next couple of years and how it's going to pivotally change for farmers and them coming back into the spotlight. So it's a little bit of anything and everything. You've got people that are hurting from the last 4 years, not to get red or blue with it. It's just a fact. And then we've got people that are very excited for the future and repositioning and reallocating and re-strategizing. So we've got a little bit of everything from negative growth to positive growth and future
Yeah.
outcomes and future perspective.
That's awesome, man. Now, I'm thinking already that, obviously, in both those markets, as in any other business, there's competition, right? And
Right.
tell me from a value standpoint, what would you say is that thing that makes your business different? We've got listeners that's young entrepreneurs as well, and they want to learn. And right, what would you say from a value standpoint? What makes you guys different?
Oh, there's a couple things. First off is the quality and the intent behind our products. We like to
Right,
always refer to our products as the skeleton to the machine that we've built and the foundation. We are firm believers on make amazing products that speak for themselves, and it makes your life a lot easier. So, when it comes to that, we're all about purity as an example. In a lot of fertilizers, most people are selling mostly inactive or inert ingredient and about 1 to 10% active ingredient. We go the exact opposite way. We're
right.
selling 80 to 97% plus active
Goodness,
ingredient with no
goodness.
fillers and no inert content. So that allows growers to have more control over their fertilizers and their nutrients for growing, but it also gives them a huge cost advantage because they're not spending all that money on water. So I'd say that the first thing is our products. The second thing that we've got is our knowledge and our experience. I've been in agriculture professionally for about 55% of my life or more at this point.
Wow.
And so we've ran into literally every single scenario. We've helped
Right.
customers and provided solutions for thousands of problems. So I would say our opportunity to learn with our customers and with our clients to find solutions has now given us 15 years of solution finding and problem solving abilities. So now our foundation to solve problems is very vast. And so I would say products and knowledge. Those are the two things that we bring to the table that help our growers drastically excel. And usually, when people bring those two into their ecosystem, the minimum that they see is a uptick of by about 30% ROI on their overall cultivation efforts.
Goodness, that's good return on investment. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Um, I
And
mean
we've
that
seen people
that's
even up into the hundreds of percent.
yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, that now I can fully understand. I mean, why you guys are so, well, first off, sustainable, and then, fortunate to do so well, right? I mean, with those value offerings, that's definitely a good business model, right? The
Yeah. We like to be win-win.
Yeah, definitely. Why not? Why not? Let me say you're a entrepreneur yourself. You've been, we mentioned doing it for quite some time now as well. You've got a couple of ventures. Along the way, one tends to get always some bumps in the road. It's never, you know, it's not always roses, right? So the ups and downs are there. Can you, you know, are you willing to share maybe something or a couple of things that maybe happened during your journey up until now, whereas you've said, hey man, geez, this is like a challenge that I had, and this is what I did to get like through this, or this is what happened that pulled me through or broke me through that glass ceiling, kind of setup.
100%. I mean, every single business, you got to be two things: naive enough in the beginning to charge it and chase it, and
Yeah.
second, stubborn enough that you're never going to quit. And if you got those two things, it's really going to help any business owner to succeed and thrive. That's for sure. Because any sane and rational human being probably
Yeah.
would have quit 10 different times throughout this experience. But that's what happens. That's the difference, right? And that's the
Difference.
pain. Every great story, you got to get dragged through the mud first, you know? So it's
Yeah.
actually really funny. I actually started Key to Life out of my garage as a
Yeah.
20-year-old. Literally as a 20-year-old,
Goodness, man, what a story.
put my own pocket money into it. Nothing crazy. I think like a thousand or maybe $2,000, like nothing. is where I
Yeah.
started the company. And I was literally blending our fertilizers in Tupperwares and scooping 1 cup of the nutrients out and putting it in a Ziploc bag and writing Sharpie marker instructions. I worked at actually a nursery and a grow store, and I was giving these fertilizers out to people. That was the birth of the company. And I was just naive enough and maybe stupid enough to think that one day I could grow this to a massive company. And I just stuck with it. I
Yeah.
started out of the garage, like I said, and grew it and grew it and grew it. And we had really, really, to be honest, our growth curve was like this.
Yeah.
It took
Yeah.
forever. It took like 3, 4, 5 years for us to see some of our first big wins and be like, okay, all right, we're actually doing this for a reason. We actually made some money finally. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
we went through another 3, maybe even 4 years of breaking even and not making money again. So you get that first little taste, and then you got to go through the mud again. And then in 2018, 2019, I was blessed with an amazing team and an
Yeah.
amazing opportunity and amazing timing in my industry. And we got up to basically where I dreamed of when I very first started the company. We were doing significant numbers
Wow.
monthly in sales,
Wow.
very significant. Um,
That awesome.
and
That
then, 2019, well, then what happened in 2020? We thought we'd made it. We were looking at insane amounts of revenue coming in 2020 in January and February, and quotes that were just astronomical, bigger than we'd done literally yearly before. And
yeah.
out of middle of nowhere, this crazy thing called COVID hit us. And it took my industry, the planet, everybody's industry by surprise. And so we
Yeah.
finally got to the top of this mountain. We got to look around in 2018, 2019 to go straight back to the bottom of the mountain.
Yeah.
And honestly, from that time to basically right about now has just been pure pain. It's been some of the hardest times I've ever been through. It makes me question a whole lot of things, why I'm doing this,
Yeah.
why I love it so much, why I'm going to stick with it, what my goals are, what my influence is, the purpose that I'm here. At the end of the day, we all have to look at those things. And if
Right.
your heart and your gut tells you yes, 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 when you start evaluating all of these things, sometimes you got to ignore your wallet and the lack of money in it, or look away from your table, even past the lack of food, or the look away from your gas tank past the lack of gasoline, in every way, shape, and form. And so we're really excited. We are definitely coming out of some of the hardest times that we've ever had. But guess what? We learned more during those times than the good times. The good times don't teach you much, to be
Good
honest.
point.
The good
Good point.
times
I mean,
don't teach you much. The
character.
hard times teach you a lot.
Yeah. Character is like tested when the chips are down, right?
Yep,
And but I fully agree with you. What you learn, the teachings at a low point. I mean, those are the most valuable. So I meant no, but no, I was chipping in, but I just said no. I fully agree with you on that point.
for sure. For sure.
So, so tell me, Tate, what's on the cards? What's on the cards for Tate Dooley in 2025? What's on that horizon? What's going to happen this year?
This is gonna be this is gonna be the biggest year of my life. I'm gonna go from the brokest I've ever been to the most impactful I've ever been.
Geez, I'm like getting goosebumps at the moment, man. Yeah. Tell me more. Tell me more. What plans you got?
Oh my gosh, so many things. I'm seeing, without giving away some of the chips and kind of lifting up the skirt too much here, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. No, no, please don't. Please
Yeah,
don't give those.
yeah,
Don't
yeah.
giving those secrets
Gotta
away.
keep gotta keep people excited for the
Yeah,
future,
of
because
course.
we have some things that are going to change the world.
Right.
For sure. We
Awesome.
we are going to ripple across the world and we are going to allow freedom to happen in so many ways, whether it's financially, whether it's from an energy standpoint, whether it's from a food standpoint, and also revolutionize some of the biggest industries on the planet. We will have a massive ripple effect across the globe in 2025.
That sounds excellent. And on that high note, Tate, I want to thank you for coming on, sharing your expertise, sharing your knowledge, willing to give back a bit. And I wish you all the best to you, to all your businesses. May you only grow from strength to strength. And then just lastly from my side, tell me where can the listeners get hold of you guys?
For sure. Well, we've got a couple different ways you guys can check us out. If you guys want to just check out information about growing food with your family and empowering your family and your kids to be able to grow huge yielding, 100% organic, but 100% automated food, go to Backyard Farming Supply and backyardfarmingsupply.com, or any of the social channels are consistently the same. Our best one is our YouTube channel. We've got over 450 videos on our YouTube channel. And if you guys
Awesome.
are curious about just using good, clean fertilizers and you want to grow clean food, then check out KTLsupply.com or Key to Life Supply, which is our fertilizer company.
Awesome. Tate, thank you so much for coming on. We had some fun, man. I hope I can get you
Awesome.
back. So I hope I can get you back one day. This was great.
Awesome. Thanks, Chad. Appreciate
Thanks
you.
again,
Look
man.
forward to
All the
seeing
best.
you.
Bye.